Hey guys, it's Jill. Happy New Year. If this is the first podcast that you're listening to in the new year, I feel so privileged and to be the first one to wish you a very happy new year. And also to remind you that new year doesn't necessarily mean new you. I really have been bombarded with posts on my social media lately just sharing all of this advice and goals and techniques on how to make your life better and achieve all the things that you're going to do in 2025. And I feel like exhausted just watching it. And if you feel the same, I want you to know that you don't need a goal in 2025. Yes, this podcast for the month of January is going to be focused on goal setting and goal achievement. And we're talking a lot about that for those of you who are setting a goal, who are working towards something specific. But please don't feel like you need to have a goal just because everyone else is. And please don't feel like you need to be improved in any way, shape, or form in 2025. You are perfect exactly as you are this moment. Nothing needs to change just because the calendar is changing. Okay, got that out of the way because it really was stressing me out. I had to turn my Instagram off for a little while because it was just too much um, pressure. It felt really pressure, and it was all I was seeing. So I threw a little post up there, like just a reminder, like just because there's a new year doesn't mean you have to change. But if you're not following me on social media at Grow Like a Mother, or if you missed it because the algorithm is really bad at showing content to people, I wanted to let you know here as well. Just take that pressure off. Permission not to change, permission not to have a goal. However, that being said, if you do have a goal, if you are working towards something, I've got you covered here in the month of January. This short little episode is just really to welcome you to the new year and share a little bit about what to expect on the Grow Like a Mother podcast coming up in 2025. I'm planning to do themed months. So January will be goal setting. February will be time management. March will be manifesting. That's Q1. That's as far as I've planned so far. But I hope that you guys dig this. I want to create as much information and support and resources on a specific topic as possible, and topics that are really sort of tied into the the natural energy of what's going on in the year, right? So, of course, January goal setting, everyone is focused on changing themselves for better or not. And so I'm bringing in some experts and guests in this area. I think you're really going to dig it. I've already recorded some of the episodes, and there's really, really cool people coming on the podcast this year. So I'm very excited about that. If you have anybody that you know that you want to hear about or hear from on the podcast, or if you want to be a guest on the podcast, just head over to my website. It's jillwright.ca, and there's a little button that says podcast, and there's an application there that you can fill out. I would love to hear from you and hear from you about who you would like to hear about on the podcast. Um, what else can I share with you? We're just coming off of the holidays, so I hope that you aren't feeling frazzled. I haven't had any time to myself until this afternoon. Thank goodness for grandparents. But it truly took a toll on me, and I tried to do less this year. I tried to make it magical and realistic, and not put too much pressure on myself or my kids because it's a busy time and we can easily get overwhelmed. And I wanted us to be able to rest. I took most of the time off work and we still got overwhelmed. We are still having bad attitudes. I am yelling. I am overtired, even though I'm getting enough sleep. And I've realized it was because I haven't had any time to myself. So if that's you, if you're not sure why you're so triggered and yelling and you're not rested, please take some time for yourself, even if it's just an hour. Go for a walk, go for a drive, lock yourself in the closet with a podcast. Hint, hint. Just do something for yourself and see how much energy that brings you back. It's going to do a lot more than you might think, because this can often be a culprit of why we're feeling so overstimulated, is we just literally haven't had any time without another human being near us needing something or speaking. Um, what else can I tell you? I have a new Instagram account, which is really fun. The Grow Like a Mother Instagram account will be dedicated just for this podcast moving forward. So that's where all of the all the information about the episodes that are coming up and call for guests and everything mom related is going to kind of live there. And I'm expanding my business in 2025 to really focus on parents, students, and busy professionals. So, expanding into the educational world, teaching at schools, high schoolers, and college students time management, because that is something that we do not get taught in school and really should, and also teaching corporate. So keynotes and workshops and trainings and things like that within the corporate world to really support the parents and the workers that are in the thick of it right now in balancing their professional lives and their personal lives. And so that's where I'm going to be focused over at my new Instagram account, which is life.time.management. Lifetime management, which came to me when I was on the retreat in Baja, this idea of the way we spend our time being the way that we spend our lives. And I hadn't really considered that previously. It inspired me to finally write the introduction and sort of explanation on how to use the planner that I've created. The planner's been ready for a while, but I didn't have a way to express why it was different and how I wanted people to use it and get out of it everything that I had envisioned. And so I was able to put it all together. I'm beta testing it right now. And with the feedback from the group of women who are testing the planner for me, I will make the updates and have it available to purchase in Q1 of 2025, which feels really great. I'm calling it Time Magic. It's a holistic time management system and a planner to support you in whatever season of life you're in. So I'm very excited to share more about that with you as it progresses. But for now, just know that it's in the works. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it, honestly. Guys, I just wanted to give you some permission to not feel like you need to make a big adjustment in your life just because it's January. Share with you about the new direction that I'm taking the podcast, not the podcast, well, a bit, but also the business. And just to reach out and ask if any of you have connections in school boards or in educational institutions or in businesses. If you are a business owner or if you are working for a business that hosts fireside chats or team events or does anything to promote well-being within their employees, I would love to get connected with a person in your organization who books speakers. Because if I've learned one thing about business, and I talk about this all the time in the episodes with guests, but it's the connections, it's the networking that makes all the difference. And so to be successful in 2025 and to be able to continue to do this and work for myself, I really do need those connections. And so obviously I'm doing a lot of work making those connections here on my own, but I'm just one gal and I have an international community of listeners. And so if you are someone who either has influence in your workplace or the educational system where you are, or know someone who does, I would absolutely love if you could introduce us. A warm introduction is always a way better starting point than hearing randomly from someone that they don't know of. So that is my ask. If you were looking to start the year off with a random act of kindness, I would appreciate that so much. And I can't wait to be back with you next week with a beautiful guest. And yeah, until then, keep on growing like a mother.